So a swindler, is very perceptive, right? Because the information he gets is what helps his artistry. Just the same way every predator does. Like I said, the lion does not just pounce on his victim. It sits down and watch. Every predator, natural instinct of every predator is not to suddenly pounce on the victim. They sit down and watch. They watch, study, and look for weakness. They look for weakness to latch on, right? They look for weakness to latch on. They look for what or a witch to latch on. And if you're going to win in life, you have to be the same. If you're going to win in life, you don't just jump on any project, any opportunity that comes your way. You don't just pick on anybody as a partner, as a worker. You have to open your eyes to see, open your senses to see. And we'll see, we'll make decisions, from all the openings in us, or what we call the five senses, right? We judge what we see and what we see, you know, by what we see with our eyes, by what we smell, by what we taste, by what we feel, right? By what we hear, right? We use our five senses. They're giving us information. And that in psychology is called the person perception. It's a different mental process that we use to form impression of other people. We form a vision, a concept of someone else by what we see. In fact, for me, it's a big one. I'm very visual. I'm seeing someone, I'm already noticing everything. Is she beautiful, not beautiful? Is he good, not good? And that used to be an hindrance for me. I'll confess. That used to be an hindrance for me because I'm a very visual person. Very visual person. Not just visual, I'm a very visual person. And it could limit me, right? Yes, sir, they do. Yeah. So I'm a very visual person, and what I see can either make me want to come close to you or not close to you. That is a weakness for me. As much as it's a strength, it's a weakness for me, because what my eyes see at that point in time can make me want to come close to you or not close to you. And even close to you might be wanting to get too close that I have to control myself because I'm a very visual person. I can easily, when I see someone, I can tell immediately. Something hits my head. She's beautiful, not beautiful. He's handsome, not handsome. He has a big nose. He has that. He has that. All of that are running straight into my head at that point in time. And that's just natural. Now I have to be careful not to allow that to control me or to overcome me. I have to tailor it, put it in its right place. And it has to be conscious for me because I'm a very visual person. Um, I have a photographic memory. Once I see something, I see it for life. I might not remember people's names, but I don't forget faces. It sticks. Even when it sticks, right? So, that's one of the ways by which we perceive things, right? So it's natural will perceive from this that depending on how wise and conscious you are, what you're perceiving, you could help you or not help you. It's or cannot as a predictor will perceive, right? And it's called person perception. The perception we get using our five senses, right? It's a different mental process that we use to form an impression of other people or other things. We either what we see, what we smell, what we taste, what we feel, and what we hear, right? And and on the generality, when we see that, we compare it with our whole data, right? For me, due to an event of life that happened to me when I was about 5 years old, uh, there's something that I smell. One time have a particular smell, I quickly give it, it quickly registers to me as one meaning. And I've carried that all my life until I met a lady from I met a lady from Trinidad and Tobago out in Houston one time, and I was perceiving that same smell that I couldn't put the same interpretation to that smell because the person I was smelling here did not fit the model that has always been in my mind. And that was a change process for me, where it stopped being an automatic correlation. What I smelled this, it means that it stops being that because this did not fit that model, right? So, but we form perceptions from what we see, what we smell, what we hear, what we feel. Somehow we feel something and we think it's that, right? That is instinctive. It needs us to come in there and make sense of the whole process, right? Sometimes just eating our senses does not give us the right full answer. We need to do some processing to form the right perception of what the senses that we're receiving mean, right? That's on a generality. And that's part of what the con artist does. He allows things through the different five senses, but he processes it, you know, to be able to use that information, to conquer that object. The same way every predictor does. But we don't have the predictors to use the same thing, but we need to be cognizant of the interpretation of our perception, so we can direct our ways aright. Like I shared in Proverbs chapter 9, verse 7, he talks about what we do to a scoffer or to a wicked person, right? If I know you're a scoffer, then I already know what to do. He's a scoffer, all right, stay away. Is he redeemable? He's a wicked person, all right. He's set in his ways. But if I don't know, then I waste my time with a scoffer, become tainted myself. I am myself. I waste my time with a wicked person. And I be and I waste and I become the victim myself. It helps for me to be able to discern what I'm seeing so that I can take the right action concerning it. Right?